Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Friday. Today is Freestyle Friday. Yep. March 10th, 2023. My name is Sonia Marie. And if you do not know me, hello, I am your neighborhood astrologer. And all things down to earth, and all things clear, and all things connected to spirit. I like to deliver astrological information, especially on Mondays. Come back for a weekly rundown on Mondays, okay? But on Friday, we kind of freestyle and throw a little astrological information in there in a way in which it can help you to grow, expand, be open to loving yourself and other people a whole lot better than you did yesterday. This is less entertaining and more healing. That's why you stumbled upon my page. And for those that are coming back and sliding on in right now, how y'all doing? This is what we call the family, y'all. This is the village for show, for show. And I'm going to scream them out like romper room style. What's up, Brittany Wade? Keena? That devoted Scorpio is in the spot. What's up, sweet tea? And Brianna is here. Hi, Audrey. And Jay Walker, hello. Thank y'all for coming on in. It's a little later than usual, but today was a full day, and it is raining like crazy here in Los Angeles, California. It's like that soft kind of cotton rain that gets on your nerves. You look outside and you don't think it's raining, and then you get out there and it's like, oh man, what the hell is going on? So that's what we're doing right now. And D Nice is playing. I need to let y'all know. So we're gonna try to keep this as quick as possible. Because I am a music junkie. Junkie. Anyway, hello to all of y'all. I thank y'all for being here. Danielle is here. Life Dance is here. Lotus Mama. It seems like it's been a minute since I've read your name. Hi, Anjay. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Got my juice on deck. I promise not to crunch on the ice while I talk to y'all. Hey, listen, I was meditating on what we should talk about here. Guess where? In the shower. And what I got was some information to talk about parenting and being a parent and being a child. I want to start from here. I want to run down exactly what it is that I want to share with y'all today. And then I'm going to jump right into it, okay? First and foremost, thank you to all the people that have joined the Village Hut. We are on our second week on Tuesday. It's going right and nice, and I'm so very, 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 very happy to connect with. I love teaching, y'all. I just love sharing. Although it can take up a little bit of time, I do love doing it because I love seeing the on people's faces, like, oh, that makes sense. And I'm like, it does, don't it? I get so excited like a little kid. So thank you for the Village Hut for coming on in. Another announcement is that a few of you, and I'm not going to mention names only because some people don't really feel good about this, so I'll just keep y'all nameless, have donated to this page, and I'm so grateful for you. More than you really, really know. Again, I may not send you an email or give you a personal blast, but no, when you donate in that way, when you donate by sharing this page, when you donate by sharing this video, when you donate by letting your girlfriend know, y'all, you know what? I was listening to this chick. You should check her out. Like, that means the world to me because it makes me feel like what I'm putting out is being caught. And then you catching it, and then you throwing it back out into the world. I just wanted to keep going. It don't necessarily have to come back to me specifically, but for it to keep going means everything. That's why we're here, right? That's why God put us on this planet, right? Right. So let's talk about what it is that I felt. Again, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Let's talk about what it is that I felt today. I also want to do a couple of readings. Not possibly. I am going to do about 2 readings after I do this download, and then we're going to end with the card because I told you I was going to run down the whole thing, right? I made my announcements. I thanked you as I wanted to. Again, we're going to do a couple of reads, and then we're going to do a download, and then we'll do a couple of reads, and then we will end it by reading one of these cards for the weekend and see what energy is coming through for the weekend. as I get prepared and what I was thinking about in the shower. And please add to this if you can among yourselves or ask a question. If you have any questions, my hair's all dripping. If you have any questions, please start the question off with the question mark so I can see the question itself. Sometimes it gets lost on here for those that don't know. I want to start here. Did you know, astrologically speaking, that children live in their moon signs for at least the first 10 years of their lives? We learn a lot about different little rules and shit in the village hut when it comes to astrology, right? So if you know your child's chart, I really want you to do your best. And hey, this is going to absolutely be for the mothers and the fathers and for you because you have a mother and a father. I want to talk about parenting. I want to talk about our relationship to our children. I want to talk about astrologically how they show up. Are y'all ready to hear this? You ready to get on into it? Forgive me for dripping. It's wetness from my afro that is actually going to disappear in a little while, y'all. I think I'm gonna cut it all off. It's about that time. And it's coming from the sweat that's building up too. So forgive me for the drip, drip, the drip, drip. You with it, Audrey? I appreciate that. Here's the thing. Children live in their moon sign. So if you don't know their moon sign or you don't know your chart, before somebody asks, because I know y'all will, and I'm happy to share it. You can go to alabe.com. That's alabe.com. Go to the home page. In the center of the page, they'll ask you for your time of date, your date of birth, your time of birth, your date of birth, and your place of birth, okay? If you don't have your time, just put 12 noon or 12 midnight, and you can at least see where your planets are. They don't change that swiftly throughout the day, but you can at least see where your planets are, okay? And do that for your child too, and locate what their moon sign is. Now, if they're under 12, and even if they're like, in their teens too, because here's the deal, and I'm gonna explain why. The moon, as we know, is about emotions. It's about reaction. So oftentimes shorties, for sure, under 10, and some even above that, depending on how mature they are, can live in their moon sign too. Can you imagine, and I'm sure you have on some subconscious level, because we've all been children, coming onto this planet and like getting shocked, like, oh, that's my mother. Oh, that's my father. Oh, I live where? Oh, God, it's cold. Oh, it's hot. Oh, I don't trust that neighbor. That guy looks suspicious. Oh, I like her. She's nice. She makes good pies. Like all of these things that I just blurted out are reactions, right? They're reactions to how possibly maybe a child may feel coming onto this world, not necessarily knowing who they are, which is the sun, your sun sign, your core you, your ego self, you vulnerable. They haven't figured that out yet. All they know is their reactions. All they know is how to be mad, how to be sad, how to respond when they're hungry, how to respond when they're happy, when they're excited, frustrated, and so on and so forth. Y'all with me so far? Thank you for the 23 people being here on this awesome lazy Friday. And thank you for the thumbs up, the likes. I appreciate it. If this resonates with you, to add a few more likes onto this total, please. And so YouTube would know I'm doing my job and they can start fucking with the goddamn algorithms, y'all. Ooh, they're making me mad. They're making me mad. They're making me mad. So can you imagine being on a planet, coming on a planet and not necessarily knowing what's going on out this mug, right? So you react. I need y'all to, if you are parents, to look up your child's moon sign and get on the internet. Get on the internet and Google moon in Sagittarius, child, natal chart. Moon in Scorpio, my child, natal chart. And watch this information come on up to better express, or I should say, help you to respond to your child, help you to respond to your child's responses. Because oftentimes, even with our children or strangers on the street and everybody in between, we respond to people's responses. But understand this, our children are not necessarily responsible, BLE, for their responses, because they're literally just in here like, Where the fuck? What the hell? Who am I? What's going on? I'm just going to respond from my emotional body because that's all I know to be true in this moment in time. Y'all following me? Yes, yes, y'all. Y'all here? Y'all get me? Okay. So with that in mind, I want you to also think about the wonderful responsibility. Let me go back. There's a lot that I want to say. My downloads are getting crossed right now. I'm going to stay on the moon sign situation because you need to know that how you respond to your child, in my opinion, this is only my opinion because it's my channel. How you respond to your child, honestly, is you building up their emotional makeup to be able to handle who they are and who the world is or what the world has for them. Does that make sense? Or y'all need me to say that again? How you respond to your child, I'm going to say it anyway. How you respond to your child after they respond to something that you've been given is helping you to develop their emotional maturity on some level. Example, if you get a child that has a moon in Pisces and they're hella fucking sensitive, and by the way, moon in Pisces children always see spirits. They always see people, shadows, situations walking around. They may not know what they are, but sometimes they can be scary. They can be intrigued. They can be shut down. So if they come to you, this moon in Pisces child comes to you and say, Mom, Dad, I saw a spirit because, or I saw somebody standing in the corner, or I saw grandma's hanging out in the back room or whatever. And they're like, girl, boy, grandma's dead. Stop bringing. And this is your response to their emotional response to what it is they see. And for them, all they know is their responses to be true. Does this make sense to y'all? All they know is their responses, their emotionality to be true, because this is all they developed thus far, being on the planet. Y'all get me? Yes, yes, y'all. So if this moon in Pisces child comes to you and is like, Mom, Dad, I saw auntie or grandma in the back, blah, 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 blah. And then your response to them is, girl, boy, you ain't see nobody. And you're responding in that way because of your fear, because of your conditioning, because of what you were taught. You understand what I'm saying? Because of the fact that you don't believe. It's not to say it ain't true just because you don't believe it. I'm just saying. Do I have to say that again? It's not to say it ain't true just because you don't believe it. So how you respond to their response helps to develop their emotional maturity or the lack thereof. You understand what I'm saying now? Yes, yes, y'all. So in that way, possibly, maybe if you are fearful, maybe you should say, you know what? I'm not really I don't know about this to yourself, right? Maybe you should talk to auntie. Maybe you should talk to your dad. Oh, baby, I hope it was nice when you did see them. I'll be right back. Talk to the father. Have the father talk to them or whatever. If you don't have the emotional maturity to get it together, bypass your own fears, you could be developing a child, a little person that grows up into adults that does not believe in what they see, that does not believe in their gut feelings, that does not believe in their intuition, that does not believe in the things and the energy that's walking around us. Do y'all get me? Yes, yes, y'all. This is where I'm coming from. It is our responsibilities as parents and as children of parents to be able to honestly know who we are, respond how we respond. And if we're the children, seek out people that can help us to make sense of what it is that we know. Now, stop. Squirrel on top of squirrel. In this moment in time, I must be truthful. Because I know that my mother comes on here. I know that my friends come on here. I know that there are people that think they know me come on here. You understand? And I do know, I want to say this, that none of this is specific. None of this is for my mother. None of this is for me. None of this. And if it applies, it applies, but it's not me digging at anybody. I honestly want to make this clear because truthfully, social media is whack sometimes. Social media will put in people's heads like, oh, she's being passive aggressive by saying such and such and such and such. I don't get down like that. That is not my name. Sonia Marie is very, very clear on what it is that I feel, what it is that I believe, and I'm just as bold to say anything that I want to say publicly to you in private. So I just want to set that clear. I'm honest in ways that sometimes has hurt me in the past. But truthfully, I can only be me. So please don't rack your brain thinking that this applies to you for anybody. Don't rack your brain thinking I'm being passive aggressive. I'm far from that. I'm very, very, very upfront. Okay, I just wanted to get that out the way, just in case some feelings like inadvertently get hurt, and it wasn't my fault in a sense. Anybody have any questions? Ask me. Okay, so with that being said, and I really wanted to clear that up, I think it's always necessary that we address our children in a way in which we would like to be addressed. I think it's always necessary to be the parent in which you wanted your parents to be to you on some level. Now, children are different, and I'm gonna get to that in a minute. They're coming in different, okay? But I want to share a story with y'all real quick to back up where I'm about to go. And this is a pretty personal story, but it has everything to do with what it is that I'm sharing with y'all. And I may have said this to somebody that's on here, but when Kamau was young, and maybe he was about 6, 7, 8, he frustrated me. He was doing something. He was being a goddamn kid, and he frustrated me and caught me in the middle of frying chicken, doing this, doing that, one leg up, in between. What? I owe you what? Like all of that frustration that mothers go through, right? And he said something that threw me off. Long story short, I went to spank him. And I pulled back. I said what I said. I did what I did. I told him to go to his room. And then I went into my bedroom and I started crying like a baby. Like literally, I cried. I cried so hard. I believe my then husband was a little perplexed by my decision to release in that way. I'm sure I gotten a few snickers, some humor was thrown in there some way to deflect the seriousness of that reaction. But I do know this. The real reason why I cried is because I knew in my heart of hearts that boy didn't deserve that. I knew in my heart of hearts that I was reacting from a space in which I saw other people do to their children. Like it's natural in my life, in my story, in the stories of people that I was around, right? And when I grew up, that when a child frustrates you and you can't find the words to share with them, you back them up with force. And honestly, that's just what goes down. I mean, you can back it up with anything. Oh, that was a bad motherfucker. He needed to be hit. You can do all of that. You can say all of that. You can say all of that. But you know in your heart of hearts that an 8-year-old, a 10-year-old, any person that's little than you, smaller than you, doesn't deserve force. They don't deserve it. You understand what I'm saying? There's something else going on. And as a parent, if we're not patient enough, if we're not taking our moments and taking a beat to try to figure out why is this little motherfucker expressing the way that they are, why they are reacting the way that they are, then it's on us. I'm a straight say that up and down. It's on the parent. Do y'all understand where I'm coming from? Yes, y'all. Right? Hi, Vaughn. This is absolutely a freestyle. But I have to say that, like, honestly, and I can't wait to read your comments. I'm getting a little distracted because I really, really want to see what y'all are saying in response to what I'm saying. But to be truthful with you, it broke me down for a quick minute. And I said to myself, I got to do this different. I can't be like the women that raised me. I can't be like the people in the neighborhood that raised their children. I can't be like that. And I don't give a fuck what they say or anybody else says. Like, this little boy doesn't deserve that. He was a type of person, he deserved explanation. He just wanted to know. With his 4 planets in Aquarius, being a Pisces himself, he was like, yo, can you just tell me? Can you just tell me? I just want to know. And if you tell me, then maybe I know exactly what it is that I'm up against. Maybe I can understand the consequences. But in that frustrating moment, I didn't have that wherewithal, right? And I cried like a baby. And I said to myself, I am going to be a different parent. I am going to study this little boy's, this young man's astrological chart. It is my duty and my responsibility to get through the nooks and crannies, the uncomfortable feeling of understanding what type of person he is. What type of person he is. And yes, if you have multiple children, they all are going to be different. And you may swear up and down that your youngest is the hard-headed of the hard-headed. Yes. And he may definitely need a strong arm or a definite piercing look. Some little bit of like, listen, that type of energy. But at the same time, there are ways in which to get to everybody without making them feel fear, without making them feel inferior, and without shutting down their emotional development. Because now what I'm saying to him, if I were to continue to beat him, is that you can't express yourself and or ask questions because you're not worthy of the answers. And you are supposed to follow and get and do what everybody else is supposed, it wants you to do. I'm not raising a son like that. This world is not, he's not equipped for this world being raised like that. Because he's a Black man out into the world, he's going to have to ask questions. He's going to have to be astute. He's going to have to be confident and mature in his emotionality so he can pull back when it's time to pull back and go forward when it's time to go forward. He's going to have to be aware, is what I kept saying to myself. So if I treat him like a motherfucking piece of shit, and I'm just putting it out there like that, if I treat him like trying to shut his voice down, then he's going to expect the world to do that too. How do you raise your children? How do you raise your children? Now, there are people out there that feel this. Well, my mother and father didn't care about what I was going through. My mother and father didn't stop and ask me what I needed. Why should I do that to them? Listen, I've had a client say that. And it took everything out me not to react like Sonja, right? Because on some level, when I do what I do, I can't be Sonja all the way, right? I have to be open enough to hear what it is that they need to give as a message, as a lesson. You understand what I'm saying? And keep myself out of it. But it took a lot out of me because I'm saying, I understand that you're hurt, but this person, this little person, has their own journey. This little person don't deserve to roll through what it is that you roll through. They got their own steps. They have their own blessings. They have their own angels. They have their own assignment. They have their own emotional makeup. And you want to put the same thing on them because why? You butthurt because you had parents that wasn't emotionally sound to deal with you? That's not fair. And that's not love. I'm going to say it. That's not love. That is a conditioning that we are taught by a society that's always trying to rule with power. A parent doesn't have to be powerful. A parent has to come with love. That's what I'm here to say. I feel this moon in Scorpio coming up on me, y'all. So if the tears come out, I'm going to let it flow because that's just who I am. But on the real, love through everything, love through conversation. And if you don't have the wherewithal, leave for a second and say, I'll be right back. Where you going, mommy? 1 second. I'll be right back. No explanation. Go in the bathroom, cry, beat something up, be frustrated, feel your feelings and come back, in my opinion, more loving. It's not enough to say, well, I didn't get it. That's whack. That's jealousy. That's mean. That's just mean. I'm going to be elementary with it. Y'all get where I'm going with this? I want y'all to do yourselves a favor and study your babies. Study your babies. I wish that there was some course that I can help to devise in public schools for sure. I tried kind of haphazardly, to be truthful with you, not all the way, but I tried to implement some type of workshop or courses in public schools and charter schools when Kamau was in elementary school. They wasn't feeling it. But wouldn't it be dope to have an astrologer come to a charter school, to a public school and go on some basic shit? Here's the three big obvious: your sun, your moon, and your rising, your child. This is how you put. How many Relationships would be changed and or altered on some level. If people came in those workshops with love, came in those courses with love, and saw their child for who they were, the person that they are. Now, alongside that, y'all do know that these babies are coming in on some steroids. Yes, y'all. Y'all do know these babies are coming in like on one. Like for real. Not only are they seeing spirits, not only are they like prophecies coming out playing fucking Bach at 3 years old. Not only are they on runways walking like Naomi Campbell, like how you do that? Like, not only are they figuring out math problems that I'm still doing this to. Okay, squirrel, how many people count like this? I swear to God, I don't use my chin, but I'm like, math is not my strong suit. I do know about my money though. I knows about my coins. But math, these kids are coming in like 29,000 to the square root of 1,600 gives you 2. Like, how you get that? Like, what? They're coming in special. They're indigo children, they're crystal children, they all kinds of children. They coming in knowing, and that is, in my opinion only, a good thing, because they are ushering in the new consciousness of where we're going. Y'all get that, right? With this new age in Aquarius, with the opening of the consciousness, these babies are coming in to herald this time. However, at the same time, they got the weirdest fucking job of dealing with some old folks, older people that are into tradition and like to follow, the leader and shit. They have to like contend with them and say, yo, what you see is not true. You on some other shit. So they got to pull back a little bit and not necessarily have confidence in what it is that they see, So their heightened abilities are really, really great for their development and where we're going. But at the same time, they're not being heard. At the same time, they are in a system and a situation that's changing their consciousness, like on some hard bent kind of way, trying to change their consciousness by looking at this thing all fucking day, by looking at this thing. You understand what I'm saying? And feeding their brain to make them totally different than what they came on the planet to be. That's a whole nother fight that we don't even know that they have. We know, but we don't know because we didn't have to live like that. We didn't have to live like that. And we can put it down a little bit quicker than they can because we know what it feels like to live on a planet without the lights on. We know what it feels like to live on a planet without a phone in our hand, without computers. At least those that are born in the 60s, 70s, 80s. I think that's it. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? Squirrel, have y'all seen that Wu-Tang Saga on Hulu? I am hooked. It is absolutely one of the best pieces of, and they're not getting no fucking pub, no nothing. I haven't seen anything, no promotion, no nothing. It's a great piece of work. They are very, very creative in how they're telling their story. It's so dope. It's really, really dope. And I think they're on their 3rd season. Y'all need to get down on it. If you like Wu-Tang. Okay. So the bottom line is that they are plagued with all of these wonderful gifts and talents and insights, but at the same time, they're still babies. There's still some emotional maturity and experiences that make them mature that they haven't lived through yet. So they have to kind of rely on us for that. So here we go, beating them into where we were while they're trying to shine into the future. Come on, y'all. I'm just saying. I'm speaking this to myself and to all of us. Let's be better parents. Let's be better children. Now, on the flip side of that, maybe you got parents that ain't trying to hear you. On the flip side of that, maybe you have parents that like to stay in their tradition. That's a whole nother conversation. But I will say this, is that they are who they are because of who they are. And if there are times where they don't understand, sometimes it's not necessary to try to convince. You can't convince people to see your way. It's just not possible. They have to get it on their own. And they have to get it with the emotional maturity that they grow to get or have or understand. But as far as us being parents, Be easy on your babies, please. Are there any questions? Be easy on your babies. Know who they are before you respond. Know who they are before, you want to condemn them for doing things so irresponsibly, or, they think they're entitled. Honestly, there's a great number of them is like, y'all motherfuckers are tripping. Y'all been sitting around receiving less. I deserve more. And they came on the planet. It may seem like entitlement, but on some real shit, I ain't mad at them. They have to find a different way of facilitating it. But I ain't mad at them for pumping themselves up and taking up some space out this mug. Why not? Why not? Simple example, and I put this in my book. By the way, if you don't have my book, you should get it. The Signs, an Astrological Memoir. And there's stories throughout my book that I relate to astrology. And one of the stories, and I'm gonna say it out loud. One of the stories is in the chapter of being a Taurus, right? I know I'm talking a lot, y'all, but we're gonna get to some readings in a minute. Being a Taurus. And Taurus basically, Taurus is all things, but Taurus is absolutely the manifester of the goddamn zodiac. Taurus can think about money and here comes money. That's just, they have that ability. Now, if you're a Taurus and that's not you, there's some interesting aspects to your sun sign you need to figure out and why you block your money. I'm just saying. Any case, in that chapter though, I spoke of a young girl that I grew up with, and her name was May, but she didn't call herself May. She called herself Beautiful May. And I used to be like, wait, what? Beautiful May. And all my friends and people that were around her used to tease her. I never did. And I'll be truthful with that because I'm just not that chick. Used to tease her. Why does she call herself Beautiful May? She's so conceited. She's conceited. She thinks she's beautiful. So what? Her hair is long. So it's a product of, a low-income area in which people want to keep their fucking boots on your neck to make you feel smaller than who you really are so you don't get bigger than them. Yes, that's the tactic. You say, oh, you're conceited. You think you're better. But what did it do for her? What did it do for her? To know that she absolutely, y'all, no joke, was very beautiful. And I hope she still is. I hope she's still on the planet because I haven't seen her, right? Long hair, chocolate skin like Kamau, and just gorgeous. And walked with that like the world owes me something because I'm here. And although you can say that that type of mentality can switch and go too egotistical, when you're a child, why not live in that to the moment where you have to curtail it? Does that make sense? Does that make sense, y'all? Yes, y'all? It irritated me that so many people talk down on her and try to take her light. Try to just snuff her. For what? For what reason? Because you're insecure? I'm just saying. Let these babies believe who they are and let them know that they are royalty and that they are God's child. And they came on the planet for a reason. And there's nothing that's going to happen to them without God's permission, without Spirit's guidance. They are always protected and they are always beautiful, regardless of what they look like. I'm just saying. Okay, I had to get on that soapbox real quick. All right. Somebody had a question because I see a big old question mark and exclamation. True Empress, right? What's happening with you? Remember when you came to DMV and we met? I don't remember because I don't know your real name, but okay. And I told you I'm a child provider, and you told me how children act out in their moon sign. These babies we have are coming in here with a deep understanding. Yes. Okay. I definitely repeat information. So I definitely could have said that. And by the way, I had a wonderful time in the DMV when I did that workshop with Rakita, AKA Hollis. That was one of the best times ever. Tell me if your real name, though, so I can really know who you are. Yes. True and true. True and true. All right. Any more questions before I slide into giving out a few readings? Now, this is what I like to do. I like to do something pertaining to what we're talking about. If you know your child's moon sign, please put it up. If you want, this is the free read today. If you want to know how to deal with your child, good God, Sonia, that has a moon sign in a particular sign, I'm gonna give you a little insight and then keep it pushing. How about we do that? Y'all like that? I'm just gonna go down this thread real quick to see if I missed any questions. No. Okay. Please, if you have any questions, this is Freestyle Friday. This is how we get down. Please put a question mark in front of the question, because I am 52 years young and sometimes I don't see shit. So, Inky, your daughter has a Sag moon. Okay. Let me say, Sag moon children and people for that matter, but definitely the child, right, needs a lot of room to run. Let's just say that. That Sag energy is bigger and like it's so enormous. Like, truthfully, sometimes it can go beyond the energy of a Sagittarius adult. You need to give them opportunity to run, to be adventurous, to fly, and especially when you think that they have gone to the edge, let them go even further. They know their route. Let me say that again. They know their route and they know their limits. And their limits, Moon and Sag children are far bigger than our limits. Understand that. You get that, Inky? So far than our limits, right? They love adventure. They have energy. They're very, very honest. So she'll tell you, your daughter, she'll tell you exactly what is on her mind. And Inky, I know that you are Cancer, so you can't get your feelings hurt. You have to be able to, as a Cancer myself, I know that. I invite honesty because of my Leo rise, and I'm sure that you don't mind honesty as well. I know, Inky, by the way. I know that you don't mind honesty, but sometimes that Sag moon honesty in a child, an adult, let alone a child, can be like, Mommy, you look ugly today. Did you do your hair? And you'd be like, oh, goddamn, I thought my hair looked all right. You got to be able to take it. You know what I mean? And you got to know that it's just an off the cuff kind of reaction. It doesn't necessarily have to be true. Sagittarius moon people, especially children, think that their truth is the truth. Get that? They think that the truth is the truth. No, the truth is your truth. How you see the thing. That doesn't mean that it applies to everybody, but they are hell bent. Moon and Sag children hell bent on saying, no, this is the truth. This is how we get down. Watch that. And in my opinion, find a way to share with her other truths. Oh, you think that's the truth, baby? Well, let's go downtown and see these homeless people on the street. Oh, you think that's the truth? Well, let's go into show her different perspectives, because the Moon and Sag loves education. It loves to be their positions to be broadened on some level, if that makes sense. So if you let them stay in their truth, then they're actually staying in a prison of their own truth without knowing what else is out there. Does that make sense? That's enough. Okay. Somebody else put something up there. Okay. Andre, Bree has a Virgo moon. Virgo moon babies. Ooh. And I say that to say is that you got to be careful with them too on some level. You got to be careful with all these babies. But that Virgo moon baby is forever, ever going to criticize themselves. That Virgo moon baby, you got to get them with a Sag moon baby. Although Sag and Virgo is a square. Why? Because that Sag is also very, very opposite of what that Virgo moon baby wants to say and wants to express. She's pulling back. She's too careful. She's too restricted. She feels like almost every day she can make a mistake. And she does not in any way want to disappoint you. Y'all remember me saying this? Any ever take a class with me in my workshop? Is that the moon is about our relationship with our moms. So this is how she views you. She views you as being critical, as being discriminating. So she's going to live in that moon and be very, very discriminating to herself, which means that she can hold back her expression if not too careful. She can be the one that's putting the damper on everybody's fun in the sandbox because you might get cut and watch this. And my mother said, and we got to be home at. Listen, there's nothing wrong with being responsible. You always need somebody that got their mind on responsibility in the crew, right? But not to the extent where they're pulling back everybody's fun, including themselves, and they're overanalyzing situations, Moon and Virgo babies, to the point where they can't be a baby. That made me sad when I said that. They can't be a baby because they're too busy trying to be perfect. On the real. Right? This moon in Virgo baby, she probably is really, really attached to elders because elders are twofold for them. Elders help them. Let me say this again. Elders, they can be of service to elders, and elders speak to them with a little bit more calm. You understand what I'm saying? Moon and Virgo babies don't like that. I said, you need to, because again, it seems like hyper criticism and it will draw their emotional body back. They like elders to speak calmly and comfortably. You understand? And try to get their point across and give them some logic behind a thing, as opposed to, I said, because I said so. That's the most go-to statement ever. Because I said so. God damn it. Why you say so? That would be Kamau. I should partner up with a planetarium. Oh, that's a good idea, R. Clark. Okay, I'm trying to go through these things without getting too distracted. Anybody else want me to read their child's? Oh, Vaughn. Okay, Moon and Capricorn baby. A Moon and Capricorn baby is a boss. Bossy boss, boss, boss. He will boss it up, boss, 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 boss. The serious one in the crew. Moon and Capricorn children for show are the most serious ones. They're the ones that's the most responsible, and they're trying to wrap everybody up. On a real one, you know, nothing to worry about in regards to him being I want to say irresponsible, but it's bigger than that. Him being willy-nilly or like just naive about certain things. Because remember that Capricorn energy is very, very serious. And it's also incredibly like pragmatic in a sense that he is already thinking 5-4 steps before any other shorties. Truthfully, like he's already planning it out so he doesn't get caught. And so he can be responsible for anything and everybody that's around him. He's the papa. He's the papa of the crew. You understand what I'm saying? So the bottom line is, but the other part of that is that he has to learn to pull back too. And he has to learn that he still is young. And he has to learn, and on some emotional level, that is not necessarily start all over. That is that he has to learn on some level that it's okay to cry, okay to emote, okay to be vulnerable, okay to show it as a man for sure. And okay to feel depressed and to feel down and low, knowing that he will absolutely come back up once he releases his heart to somebody that he trusts. Moon and Capricorn, alongside Moon and Scorpio children, don't trust nobody. Moon and Scorpio children don't trust people because emotionally, what's around them is havoc. Is either their home is havoc or their mother is bonkers on some level, right? Moon and Capricorn children, they don't trust anybody because they feel like these motherfuckers, these adults have lost their mind. These adults have lost their ever-loving mind. And the only way that I can grow up and be safe and get out of this house is to be the papa, is to be the mother out this motherfucker. So I'm gonna take control. It's not their job. As a shorty, it's not their job. They're supposed to frolic. They're supposed to fall and get there and scrape their knee. They're supposed to make a whole bunch of mistakes. You understand what I'm saying? Before they figure it out what's best for themselves. I just thought I'd say it like that. Okay. I'm gonna do one more, and then we're gonna go to the card. Now, unless you have questions, please load me up with questions when I'm on here. And honestly, I'm gonna teach you how to really ask questions. The best questions, in my opinion, and this is not to get on anybody. I'm not feeling sensitive, but the best questions are so other people can learn too, so other people can be aware as well, so other people can get something out of it. You dig what I'm saying? So try your best to like come up with a question that your neighbor or the one who just said something before you can learn something out of it too. Okay, I'm gonna keep it moving. Who's the last person? You're welcome, boy. I'm so glad it's good information, true Empress, right? Your oldest son has a moon in Scorpio. That's a tricky little space. That's a tricky little space. How is his relationship with his mom? And again, I'm not saying that I shouldn't have said it so blatant like that. It's not to say that his mother is bonkers. I mean, Jay Walker, on some level, you like his mother, right? Y'all made a baby. So she can't be way too many bonkers, but maybe the baby's family life is a little unstable. Emotionally, he doesn't feel like he's trusting the space that he's in. And I'm just going to put it out there like this. Since you know how to be a little boy and he's looking to be a man, you're probably the one that's going to snap it into space for him, meaning help his emotional nature to not be so triggered and not feel like people are out to get him, and not feel like his emotional responses need to be so dramatic, and feel like he has to burn the house down in order to be heard. Babies who have moon in Scorpio, they thrive for attention because they feel like their emotions are not being handled and or taken care of. Somewhere in their karmic body or in their karmic life, they were either shut down violently or they did the violent shutdown. And I mean like kill or destroy or burn a building up. And I know that sounds morbid, but it's really not. Shit happens, right? The bottom line is that they came back into this life knowing that if I don't react in that way, I'm not going to get attention. I'm not going to get what I want. But his father can teach him otherwise. I'm putting you on the spot, baby love. His father can teach him otherwise. That's all I want to say about that. Because it's not fair to really read you in front of all these people with moon and Scorpio placements, because that's an interesting one. He came in to learn some shit. Okay. One last one, Raisha. Okay, hold on, Vaughn. Let me do this for Raisha. Well, Raisha. Moon and Aquarius children. Moon and Aquarius children, again, I spoke, kind of tapped into that because my son has moon in Aquarius. They want to know. And if you are not informing them in some kind of way with what it is that they're doing, what it is that their process is, what the family is doing, like they just want to be equipped. You understand what I'm saying? Moon in Aquarius children pride themselves on information, on knowledge, like I'm saying it in a different way, but they also can be really, really detached, and you don't think that they are invested in a thing. So if you are an emotional person and you're judging your child based on their reactions or the lack of them, you may be accusing them of doing something or feeling a certain way, which is very, very untrue. Their emotions are reserved. Their emotions are tucked back, because they obviously are looking for the sense that's being made in regards to emotional responses. If it doesn't make sense to them, what the fuck is your problem? Is what they're saying to adults and what they're saying to themselves. So not only do they want to know, but they want to know that what they're feeling is worthy, is necessary. And if I'm feeling this thing, how am I going to get through this? Can somebody assist me in getting through this thing? Without yelling at me, without belittling me, without thinking that I am, unintelligent on some level. It has nothing to do, their lack of response, emotional response or passion has nothing to do with their lack of intelligence. They're trying to figure emotions out, which is really, really an oil and vinegar type of situation. But that's what they do. That's what they came on the planet for this time around. Does that make sense, everybody? Vaughn asked the question, can you speak on the benefits of healing our inner child to support our parenting? Oh, yeah. Well, I'll be honest with you. I kind of haphazardly, Vaughn, expressed that in a way that, yes, we all have to, in my opinion, take us pause and connect with the child that's within us. And I'm just going to give you one example or one situation, like possibly that battered child, right? And say to that battered child, you're good. There's no big bad wolf coming to get you. There's no man or child or woman or whatever coming into your house right now trying to beat you. You are safe. So I want you to feel safe so you can make this baby feel safe. But here's the catch, Vaughn, and for everybody else. We got to be bold enough to go to that little person that's inside of us. Because once you go there and you tap in, you may reveal some things that you honestly don't want to admit to. Not everybody wants to see the truth, y'all. Even if you on this broadcast, even if you love astrology, and even if you've been to 10,000 sound fucking vibration workshops, you know what I mean? Sometimes when things come up and you're not really ready for it, you can want to push that thing right back down. So the bottom line is that when you go to that inner child one and everybody else, including myself, we got to be ready to handle what's about to come up because some things we forget. And some things we misconstrued and or we attach to the narcissist. We attach to the people that raised us to say, oh, I shouldn't feel that way. Oh, the child is coming up saying I was really, really battered, but maybe I wasn't as battered as Sonia was. Comparing yourself to the next person. Hey, you're battered is you're battered. Don't let anybody justify that shit. Don't let anybody like put, oh, you did, this was, you wasn't that hurt. Look what I did, or look what I went through. Please, please, I can't stand when people do that shit. That shit drives me bananas. I'm talking about a fucking pet peeve. Oh, you think you got that scar? Look at my scar. First of all, can I talk about my fucking scar right now? Second of all, it doesn't make my scar, my inner child, feel better when you squash on her and say, oh, well, you don't know nothing about that. Your scars are not as big as my scars, so shut up and sit down. I just want to say that. Because when you start going there, Vaughn and everybody else, and you bring that inner child up and you want to heal him or her, you got to be open to what him or her says. And you can't take it, you can't take responsibility and or feel butthurt because you are that person and you haven't saved her, nor did you feel safe then, and you could have saved them before. I said that all fucking misconstrued. But y'all understand what I'm saying? You're not responsible for that baby. Now you can be. You couldn't save him or her back then. So sometimes when we pull up these uncomfortable feelings, you understand what I'm saying? We get hard on ourselves. We get critical with ourselves. Why the fuck didn't I save myself then? Where was my mother? Where was my father? Where was my sisters? Where was my brother? Where was my best friend? And then in those questions and those confusions and that anger and that frustration, we start to dim. We start to push that little child back down. Get what I'm saying, y'all? Be easy on them. And to say it was at that time, it was 75, it was 83. God damn it. It was just the time. But right now we're here and we're going to grow through whatever we need to grow through in order to make this shit right. And then in doing so, to complete this answer, you can see what it is that your child needs. You can respect your child's child. You can respect the inner child in your child to be a little bit more confident, to be a little bit more comforting, understanding. Pause and really listen to what they're saying. Like I always say, listen for the words between the words, cuz sometimes people are saying a thing, but they really are saying something else. So if you hear something else, ask the questions pertaining to that something else and see what they say. Vaughn, I hope I answered that. Okay, enough. What was the show you said that I used to watch? What was the show you said you... Ooh, Life Dance. Did I forget that quick? Did I say it in this broadcast? Lord of mercy. Oh, I don't remember. What show? Okay, help me, y'all, to answer Life Dance's question. Oh, Wu-Tang Clan. Thank you, Jay Walker. You know what? I like you. I like you. For some reason, I don't even know you, but I like you. Okay, y'all. Thank you for answering that. Yes, Wu-Tang. It's called the Wu-Tang Saga, and it's on Hulu. What up, Nia? Okay, we are about to wrap it up, sweet sister, with one little card that I want to pull for everybody, and then I'm gonna get off of this thing here. Now, unless y'all have questions, put up a big old question mark if you do. If you have questions, please ask. And Vaughn, that was a very, very good question. What's the difference with this astrology and tropical astrology? Oh, Maya, that's a whole conversation, to be truthful with you. And that's a village hut conversation. But I will say this. Sidereal, tropical, geometric, all of these different ways in which to look at Western astrology, I'm trying to say it as simple as I can, is looking at astrology through different lenses. So for instance, if you are, I know it's going to sound like a whack example, but I'm really trying to take you there without pulling out numbers and the whole fucking descriptions and textbook conversation. It's almost like looking at astrology. If astrology is in the living room and you look at astrology from the bathroom, you can see astrology in one particular way. If you in your bedroom and you're looking at astrology in the living room from one perspective, that's astrology. If you look at on the terrace, I'm explaining my house, by the way. If you look at it from the terrace and it's in the living room, you see astrology in a particular way. What is the truth? They are all true. It depends on how you want to see a thing. It depends on what you're focused on. It depends on which design of astrology makes more sense to you. Does that make sense? It depends on what makes sense to you. When I teach astrology, and I'm gonna say this one last thing, and then I'm gonna go into this card because people are looking for me. Here's the deal. When I teach astrology, I always, above and beyond anything else, it's about intuitive reactions to everything that's being taught to you. I teach that you have to be your own teacher. I teach the information and I teach you to tap into your intuition, to tap into your soul, your spirit. So if something resonates with you that I say, then cool. If it doesn't resonate with you, then cool. Nothing is the ultimate motherfucking truth. So that's where tropical and sidereal and all conch and all of these different designs and ways of looking at astrology comes into play. It's what resonates with you. And when I started reading charts, there was a particular design that resonated with me because every time I read this particular chart, people would go, oh yeah, I got it. Makes sense. That's right. So I utilized the folks and the reaction that I was getting to see the meter of the truth. Does that make sense? Okay. Enough of that. I hope that answered your question, sweetie pie face. All right. We're going to keep it moving. Astrology is expensive. It can make you dizzy. Is it? Life dance is funny. Great Mother, Father, God, and all my guardian angels and ancestor spirits, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, the card that's necessary for these beautiful people that's here on this broadcast, including myself, Great Spirit, and share with us exactly what you want us to carry with us this weekend. Bless this moment and bless this day. Thank you for the information. Amen. Ashe. Amen. I love this card. That means you're ready. You are ready. You are ready. I'm going to tell you what I just heard in regards to this. This card is called ripeness, which translates as being ready. All I know is this. If you have children, if you want to have children, you are ready. And what I mean by that is that a lot of people believe that the information that they have, or what you learned today, or what you already knew, and this is just a confirmation on some levels for the things that you knew, what you're about to experience when it comes to you being a parent. When it comes to you being a parent, right? You already know. You already ready. You already right. I can't tell you how many people come to me and question their parenting skills, like on some real shit. But you know, God is perfect. The universe is great. Especially, I mean, I'm just gonna say this: 9, 10 months is a necessary amount of time for you to learn how to be a mother or a father. Trust and believe. Even if you adopt, you don't have those 9, 10 months, but you absolutely are getting ready to have a child. And spirit and your ancestors and all those around you know exactly what's about to go down, and they make you ready. They drop information in you because they don't want you raising another fucking boo-boo the fool. So you got to always know that you're ready. Does this make sense, y'all? Yes, yes, y'all? All right, let's read this card. At least that's what I got from it. But y'all take whatever it is that you need to get from this. When the fruit is ripe, it drops from the tree by itself. One moment it hangs by a thread from the branches of the tree, bursting with juice. The next moment it falls, not because it has been forced to fall or has made the effort to jump, but because the tree has recognized its ripeness and simply let it go. When this card appears in a reading, it indicates that you are ready to share your inner riches, your juice. All you need to do is relax right where you are and be able for it to happen. This sharing of yourself, this expression of your creativity can come in many ways: in your work, your relationships, your everyday life experiences. No special preparation or effort on your part is required. It is simply the right time. Ashe, amen, amin, aho. Ahom, where I say. So I say all that to say, believe in yourself. Believe that you have everything in you to make you the best mother, the best father, the best daughter, the best son. Believe that you are equipped and you are ready because you're God's child. And that's what I'm going to leave y'all with. Enjoy your weekend, okay? Please and very please, love yourself through and through. Take care.